When we decided to move to Peru, of course we knew that Peru would be different, but many of my friends was like, "You're moving to Peru? Are you nuts?" So I go like, how can I change the image of Peru? And I started thinking about that, and basically it was to make more information about Peru available in English, because there were information, but most of it was touristical information, and they preferred to show the Indians living in the mountains, because that was around Machu Picchu and all the ruins, which is what people came for. So instead of that, to send us their reasons to be proud of Peru with suggestions. And I think, you know, people are very proud of Machu Picchu, and it's they should be. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. I think that what you have seen in the last couple of years is that Peru has developed incredible. It's like we've always been on a good path. You know, people had many people had a good life. Of course, we also have a lot of poor people. But let's say the distance between being poor and being rich is, you know, there is starting to become more balance between this, and the gap is becoming smaller. We have now reached a free trade agreement with the US and with Canada. We're working on other countries like Europe, but Europe was here last year also to look at it. So with all these kind of agreements that we reach, we are forced to meet demands from these countries, which means that the level, the standard of life will also grow. Of course, we know Peru is full of corruption as well, but it's going to be more difficult to be corrupt when, you know, systems are being implemented, which make it more difficult to do the other thing underneath the table to take this out. I think that Lima has starting to become a metropolitan. We get a lot of art, culture. We just had Enrique Iglesias, which is a big one. We had Roger Waters from Pink Floyd last year. Now we have Roger Hodgson from Peter Gabriel coming down in March. And
who would have known?
Yeah. So we are having more and more of these things, but also we have to.
What were some of the immediate stereotypes that were blown away for you? Some of the stereotypes.
I think that the people are incredibly friendly.
That's true.
And of course, you know, one always has to look out. But most of the people, you know, you need to get into a network. You need to find one good person that you have trust, and these people will open many doors for you. And you will find that people are incredibly warm and very eager to make sure that you feel comfortable. It's like in Denmark, when you get old, you get shipped out to a place where your family, if you're lucky, comes and visits you once a week. If you're not lucky, once a month, and if they hate you, maybe once a year. No?
It's here, true in the United States as well.
Here it's like you would never dream of, you know, putting you, even though if your neighbor is a lady of 90 years old, she doesn't have family, it's like you will almost adapt her. It's like there's and that is very difficult to find in other places. I'm sure in other Latin countries, and it also exists in the northern atmosphere, but that is something special. I think
it's very old world.
Yes,
that way.
There's then again the food, you know, was fantastic.
Yes.
I think it's fantastic. You can wake up in San Isidro, which is what you would call the high-end society of Lima, on a windy day, and it's cold outside. It's, you know, it's very foggy, and you go like, what am I in the mood for? Honey, sun, and 25 degrees? Yes, okay, you go down, you start your car, and you go out to Chusica, and you have 25 degrees in sun. Because that's all the microsystems that we have, that you can actually choose what kind of weather do you want today. And you can travel within Peru, and you can still be coast, mountain, and jungle. If you're interested in history and ecology, there's thousands of places to visit. So you can never get tired of living in Peru. It's impossible. And then you go to a local market here and see the amount of fresh fruits and vegetables. Wow, it's a very good question the other day from an American from Seattle, and we were talking about the benefits. And one benefit that I see that is very strong is that he can afford to have a maid. And you know, he was so surprised to see when he went out and saw these projects, you know, it always came with a room for the maid, which I think it's a great luxury that one appreciates a lot when getting to a country like Peru, because, you know, I look at my sister in Denmark. She gets up at 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning, and she works all day, and she picks up children, and she cooks, and she cleans, and all this. I hardly don't think she has a life. I mean, even though there are two about it, and I think that story goes on and on again also in North America. One always has to look out, but most of the people, you know, you need to get into a network. You need to find one good person that you have trust, and these people will open many doors for you, and you will